Welcome to my presentation. In this presentation, we shall see how to convert a decimal to a fraction this time. So there is a procedure which I want to talk about, and then we will utilize this procedure to be able to convert decimals to fractions. Step 1. We want to remove the decimal point. We want to remove the decimal point and then place the decimal part over a denominator equal to the place value of the last digit in the decimal. Place value of the last digit in the decimal. So that is an important part of that step. Then in step 2, we're going to simplify the fraction to its lowest terms. If it cannot be simplified any further, that is in its lowest form then. So we always want to be able to simplify it into its prime form or its lowest form. So let us see if we can implement this procedure to convert decimals to fractions. So let's take a simple example here. The example here is, let's write this one down, convert 0.67, which is a decimal number, to a fraction. So let's follow these steps. Step number 1. Let's write it down. In 0.67, 7 is in the 100th place. 7, let's write that. Let me write this in red so that way we know what we're talking about. 7, the number 7 is in the 100th place. 100th, we can also think about it as 1 over 100 place. 100th place, right? So therefore, in step 2, the way we mentioned the procedure was, in step 2, we write 0.67 as a fraction with a denominator of 100. So as follows, we take 0.67 and then we take the decimal point out. We just write the number part of it, 67. Since 7 is in the 100th place, we're going to divide that by 100, 67 over 100. And then we're going to look at the number, the fraction part, and then see if we can simplify it any further. 67 divided by 100 cannot be simplified any further, and therefore that is where we want to leave it. And therefore we can come back here and then state this as 0.67, a decimal number, can be written out in a fraction format as 67 over 100, and that's where we want to leave it. We have followed the procedure and we were able to convert a decimal number into a fraction. Let's see if we can apply this same process to another example. Let's look at another example. In this example, we want to convert 8.56 to a fraction. We want to convert 8.56 to a fraction. So how do we do that? Step number 1. In 8.56, we want to recognize where the 6 is in the place value chart. 8.56. So 6 in here, the number 6 is in the 100th place, is in the 1 over 100th or 1 over 100th place, and therefore we're going to rewrite this number as a whole number, and this is how we can do it. Step number 2, we're going to take the decimal point out, and then we can write this as we can write 0.56 as a fraction with a denominator of 100 as follows. We're going to write the whole number part as is, and the decimal part we're going to take 56 and then divide that by 100. So 856 over 100. Therefore, we can now simplify the 56 over 100 some more, and if we want to, we can take it on the side here. We can take 56 over 100 on the side, and then we can reduce it to its lowest terms. How do we do that? We can recall our 2 times table. 2 times what number is equal to 56? 2 times 28 is equal to 56. 2 times what number is equal to 100? 2 times 50 is equal to 100. 28 and 50 can be further reduced, so we can recall our 2 times table again. 2 times what number is equal to 28? 2 times 14 is 28. 2 times 25 is 50. So we were able to reduce 56 over 100 as 14 over 25. So therefore we can come back here and then write this as, 14 over 25. So therefore in step number 3, we can now say 8.56, a decimal number. 8.56 can be written out in a fraction format as 8/14 over 25. Instead, we have written it out in terms of a mixed number. 8 is a whole number and 14 over 25 is in a fraction format. So therefore, whenever we have a fraction and a whole number together, we call those types of numbers as mixed numbers. Those are also type of fractions, but they are in a mixed format of a whole number and a fraction. So 8.56 converts to 8/14 over 25, and that is the way we want to simplify these types of problems. In my next presentation, we shall look at some more examples as to how to convert decimals to fractions.